You ever buy a Lego set from a movie you haven't seen? Couldn't be me. Well, it'll probably be you too. This is the only Lego Spider-Man No Way Home set as of now, released October 1st, prior to the movie's launch. I'm sure we might get more sets after the movie launches, but as of now, this is the only set available. We have Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, MJ, and Wong as our 4 characters included in the set. We have quite the build there, but basic info, set number 76185, Spider-Man at the Sanctum Workshop, 355 pieces, and it retails for $40 in the US, which seems like a pretty fair price for what we're looking at here. If you do want to buy this, you can use the Amazon affiliate link in the description below. I picked mine up at the Lego store. Side of the box, other side of the box with a very bold Marvel logo. I like that. And then back of the box just gives you an easier to look at layout of the build, so you can get a much better idea of what you're getting, as well as Doctor Strange's flying cape there. Pretty crazy. First off, we've got our Spider-Man minifigure, and this is excellent looking. The dual molded legs add a very nice touch to this character because it allows you to still have a splash of red at the bottom, which I think really just pulls everything together. The print on here is really nice, just ending up right before the red on the legs start. We also have a great torso print with the spider kind of wrapping around his chest. Great face print with the eyes there, and then same kind of pattern on the back for the webbing. And there's another view of the Spider-Man logo. Very good figure, and one that I think a lot of people are going to jump on this set for. Oh yeah, Spider-Man also comes with all of these web accessories, so that's additional play for mainly kids, but definitely some adults will appreciate that as well. Here we have Doctor Strange, and of course with the standard hairpiece, Lego has added a bit of a print there for a bit of white hair. Looks very good. I think his torso print and everything looks really great as well. Tons of details on there. And then his cloak is also awesome in this set. It's actually rubberized, so you can just pull it off of him pretty easily. And so with it off of him, you can of course have it flying around and doing whatever you want to have the cloak do, but it's a very nice red cloak. Let me show you the back of this guy here. Very nice back print. It does have a second face there. You can see a bit of a different expression, a bit angrier than what we saw on the front. And like I said, the cloak is very easy to use, so you can actually just snap it right back on. Might pop your hairpiece off, but you're going to be fine otherwise. Here we have MJ, nice long flowing brown hair. A second kind of inquisitive looking face print on the back, having removed the hair. And then of course you could just pop it back on. Nice addition to the set, I suppose. Finally, we have Wong, who looks awesome here. Very detailed character. I think Lego has knocked it out of the park with the figures in this particular set. You can see his hood down printed on the back of the torso there. He's got some bags under his eyes, so you can see very detailed there down to the smallest bits. No second face, though. Kind of surprising, but maybe it's because that hairpiece just is a little bit too high on the back, and you might see his mouth, and really the hair on his chin would be the bigger thing that would show through there. So maybe that's why they strayed away from adding a second face to this guy. Despite an interesting looking workshop in the background, we actually have to take a look at something in the foreground first with the monster bug that was included in this set. It is something that was included in this set for sure. I mean, it's not something that I find particularly appealing. I don't find little animal insectoid builds from Lego in general that great, and just because this is something licensed doesn't change that. You know, it's got a couple pairs of mandibles, which is neat. I guess if you're trying to eat up one of your characters, you can actually have it hold a character in its bottom mandibles like that. Like that actually works really nicely, so that's something. We actually have a claws as well, which can hold minifigures. If you close them properly on the figure, you're gonna be able to hold them. So like you have some functionality there. They can actually move like arms as well, with all the posability you could ever want, especially as a kid. As a kid, you're gonna have a ton of fun with this. For adult collectors, this is really something that gets lost in a bin when you throw the actual workshop on display, because this isn't going with that for me if I'm putting it on my shelf. This is just ugly. Also, it does have legs, all 6 of them, and a tail, but the legs really lack the ability to hold up the character. While it does kind of work, it usually just falls down anyway. So usually you're just going to want to leave it like that. It is what it is. It's got a sticker on it for added detail, but really, I'm sure if this plays a big role in the movie, people will like it more. Otherwise, it's pretty forgettable. I think the workshop build for this is fantastic, and other than the figures, obviously, it's a pretty big reason to go out and buy something like this for $40. It's something that presents a lot of play value as far as creative play goes. It doesn't really have a lot of functionality where you can go in and have it do things like shoot things and move and whatnot. It's pretty stationary, other than a swiveling chair there, but it has so many details packed in that I think it's worth it from that aspect. So We have a ton to get through here and many things that I don't know the specific name for because I haven't seen this movie and I'm not as ingrained in stuff like this as I am with Star Wars, so maybe bigger fans of Spider-Man and Doctor Strange will know more about what they're seeing here. But nonetheless, it is very densely packed even for a casual fan such as myself. So we have some tentacles reaching out of a chest over here. That's pretty neat. I must have lost it, but there was a Lego camera up here. It wasn't attached to anything, which explains why I lost it. I don't see it like up under the shelving unit or anything, but there's a crystal next to it. It looks like we have an egg up here, a cauldron down here, as well as a toolbox on this nice shelving unit. Very nicely built Lego shelving unit at that. Looks like a lamp behind there as well with the yellow light. You can see it. I believe that's going to be a lamp. A little bit of extra space back there just so you have enough space really for that toolbox. There's a move box at the desk as well as this piece here, which I love. Unfortunately, it's not actually functional, so flipping it upside down will do nothing, but it does look very, very realistic. So I actually really like that piece. Probably my favorite piece in the entire set. Anyway, bringing us in close to the desk, we have the swiveling chair. We got a cookie and a red cup, but the computer, I think, is the most interesting thing. There's a very nicely printed keyboard. However, I think the computer screen is a lot more interesting for a lot of people. It is printed, by the way, but we do have the word who, and then we also have what looks like some coding below it or something of that nature, and a bunch of open tabs. He should probably clean up his computer screen. We also got a spider web on the wall above that. Speaking of the wall, we have some cracks with some tan kind of seeping through there as part of the stickers, and then a gray and white pattern, which looks rather elegant in there otherwise. But yeah, that's the wall and like the big opening to this other room behind there, although it's not much of a room behind there. We got a snazzy looking blue bicycle hung up on the wall, as well as a ton of tools over here, so you can get whatever you need fixed up on the bicycle and maybe whatever else you may be working on. Empty bottle, stone behind there, golden cup down underneath, and there's actually more tools in these drawers as I'm breaking things all over the place, but you can see a wrench there and even more inside of the bottom one. The final section here is a couch, and we'll use him again to pick on. He can sit right there with the gaming controller with some candles next to him. Looks like a bit of a fire hazard. And then we have this barrel, which actually has some stones in it as well. Looks like a red and a green stone within, but that just closes right up. You don't have to worry about that. The back of the build is definitely leaving something to be desired. Like, this is kind of ugly, but I guess it's supposed to be. It's just the back. It's fine. We do have like this cave looking area with a Lego Man trophy below there. You can see in there, Lego Man trophy, a pink stone above there, and then even a spider in there as well. It's kind of like this entire back cave area, kinda. There's a blue scorpion and a bowl there, just interesting different things on the build. And if you wanted to pick this up, all you have to do is pick it up like that. It's not something that's gonna break on you. And they've done a good job, other than that camera piece that I lost, getting everything to stay on the build and not have it fall off when you move it. I really don't know what happened to that camera piece. Would you look at that? I found the camera piece. Look, for 40 bucks, and you like Lego Spider-Man, this is probably one of the best sets you can buy right now. I'm loving this. I think it's awesome. Other than the monster bug, like, it adds value, I suppose, but like, I just don't like builds like this. They don't add a lot for me, but the rest of this is really cool. Doctor Strange's workshop is amazing. It's got so many small details and little pieces that are fun. The figures are great. I just don't see why, if you're a big Lego Spider-Man fan, you wouldn't be buying this one, especially if it ends up in the movie for a pretty extended period of time or having a meaningful scene or two in this particular room. It would make this set even better than it already is. So let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, you can subscribe with the big red button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.